Cleveland Browns faithful, welcome back on into the Cleveland Pulse YouTube channel. We are here covering the Browns and Lions week 4 blowout, absolute spanking that the Detroit Lions laid on our Cleveland Browns. Unfortunately, Jeffrey here, Robert over there. Before we get into this one, guys, like button, comment down below. This is a venting session. Take your comments down below. Let us know, how do you feel about the current state of this Cleveland Browns? Kevin Stefanski, Joe Flacco, the starting quarterback situation, the wide receivers with the drops, how we're wasting this defense. It's all going to be stuff we talk about right here, right now. Robert, initial thoughts off the top here.
You know, good afternoon, Jeffrey. Pleasure to see you as always.
Of course.
You know, the first drive, the scripted drive was fantastic. It was poetry. Judkins looked fantastic. All of a sudden, Flacco is airing the ball out. We're seeing him extend some passing yards, and we score a touchdown. Where'd that go?
It went right out the window. That's a good question. And they show this on the screen. They go, Detroit has given up first drive touchdown in the first 3 games of the year, and then they give up another one. First team since the 2005 Saints to give up an opening drive touchdown in the first 4 weeks of the season. So the broadcast is hitting on it, and I'm like, all right, this is clear cut. This is what killed me, though. And believe it or not, you say, oh, well, maybe that was hyperbolic or you're jumping to conclusions. I wasn't for sure we were in trouble, but when we could barely get that drive across the goal line, Flacco sneak, finally Judkins 4th and 1, I knew we were in trouble because they can't do the easy stuff. They can't execute easy stuff.
But that was, yes, I knew we were in trouble because that was stupid. You've got a monster in Judkins, and why are we trying to push Grandpa across the goal line? I mean, that made no sense whatsoever. I would have rather put Njoku under center, put Luke Whippler, Fannin, and do that with anybody else. That, to me, that was ridiculous right there. So the question I have, what is it with this scripted play calling that we come down the field, we score a touchdown, and we look good, and then they get so discombobulated?
This has been the Kevin Stefanski tenure, though. He's very good. The first 15 plays, you'll see the first drive and a little bit of the second drive. He looks good. The offense looks competent. That's the best it's looked all year, granted. But could you ask for a better start here? You defer, you get off the field, you make them punt, and you go down and score a touchdown. It doesn't get any better than that to start the game on the road in a game where, yes, you're not going to be the favorite. You're not going to be expected to win. This is where, and I told you that the pages for me are slowly, the gears are moving, and everything is slowly materializing between me and how I feel about Kevin Stefanski. I'm going to break out something that I had specifically reserved for. Here's a minor throwback for you. I'm sure you'll get a kick out of this. I used to say this on this channel right here about our old friend JB Bickerstaff. And I can't believe that I'm here, but to equate what I used to say about him to Kevin Stefanski, because here's the discourse around Stefanski. Let's just start there. If he doesn't have a lot to work with. Both of the tackles are hurt. Flacco's 40 years old. He can't go out there and catch the balls. These guys are dropping the balls. He's scheming them up openly. I would always say about JB Bickerstaff, if you set the building on fire and then you put it out, I shouldn't be commending you. Kevin, I love you. The offense is a dumpster fire because of you.
Yeah.
You're the offensive mind. It's not like Schwartz is the head coach, right? Like, let's say Schwartz is the head coach. The defense is really good. The offense sucks. That would logically make sense. Kevin, right. How are you the offensive mind of this team? And you have it's week 4 of this. It's not like Joe Flacco randomly spawned in. It's not like Conklin, had a freak injury halfway through the game and DeJuan Jones was like, you've had weeks to script with these circumstances. And yes, you're playing a top 2 team in the league. I have the Detroit Lions and the Philadelphia Eagles as the best 2 teams in the league and a wide gap below everyone below them. I think all the other teams are fakers to some extent.
Yes.
So that's my issue. You have to be able to be creative, run the offense, and use your bright spots. Fannin, Judkins, Isaiah Bond looks like an NFL player that's ready to go. What you have to be able to make it work. Where are you with all of that?
Okay, part of I believe that he's trying. Now, I'm always a Stefanski supporter, and I believe he's trying. But the problem that he's having is I'm perplexed as why Njoku and Fannin are out of the game plan, but I'm pissed at Fannin because he can't catch a football anymore.
He didn't play good today, but he's a rookie.
He did not play well. Okay, that's understandable. But Njoku has been, for this being a contract year, he has been.
He's gone. Barry's trading it. This is people are gonna be so upset. He has traded to a contender for a third or a fourth written all over him. Trade him to the Chiefs or who knows. He's a goner as far as I'm concerned. He's
so disappointing.
You don't even know he's out there, and I get it. Oh well, they love the 12 they love the 12 and 13 personnel. I'm fully aware. Who gives a damn about 12 and 13 personnel when you have 2-3 wins? They don't care about that.
We have not. One of the things that I was so happy about Stefanski getting back to his offense was the 12 and 13 personnel. I expected big things out of those guys.
Absolutely.
And it's just not there. Now, in his defense, Judy, how bad, in Grandpa Joe's defense too, how can these guys that continues, that changed the game today. These drops are demoralizing. In when the game is still in the balance, my nephew, you had Judy with the
apex points of the game. The points of this game where if you look at the roller coaster, like when the Browns are up here and not down here, we can't execute up here, let alone down here. I'm glad you bring this up though. I just have the quotes in front of me. I just have the transcript. I don't know who asked it. Not that it's a great question. No offense to anybody. Post-game quotes to Stefanski on if there are many dropped passes happening in practice. No, it's not happening in practice, Stefanski said. It's part of being good in the pass game is having precision. That includes everything you do, and we obviously have to clean that up. Now, that might sound like a little bit of a shot at Flacco, but precision could be, precision catching the ball, precision throwing the ball. But I mean, to his credit, what is he going to say? Oh yeah, these guys drop the ball in practice. Judy's going to lead the league in drops at this rate. Fannin having his rookie moment today. Hopefully he gets it sorted out. And me and you text him back and forth, and we talk during each of these games. It's like, for this team to be competent, number one, they have to have good protection up front. Okay. Number two, Joe Flacco has to throw an accurate pass. Okay. Number three, the wide receiver has to catch the ball. They can't do all three of those things at once. It's not possible.
No. And listen, you have to be precision. I mean, Judy has had balls right in the numbers, right on the fingers. I mean, we are not talking about these guys making back shoulder catches.
We lost week one because they couldn't catch.
Yeah, absolutely. Fannin today, the one, maybe it was an over the shoulder catch, but it went. If it touches your hands or it hits you in the numbers, that ball went right through his hands, and it wasn't tipped, it wasn't touched. That to me is just focus, concentration, whatever. Let's just hope that was the rookie yips. So once again, these are things that you add up, and we aren't good enough to overcome. You have a tremendous effort from the defense, which I am going to tell you, I was so impressed, even with your boy Miles James Harden, I was so impressed with the effort that this defense, and listen, the score does not reflect that.
Just like the Baltimore game, by the way.
The score does not reflect it, but I was so impressed. But once again, short fields. How in the world When is the headline gonna be? What is Bubba Ventrone doing? Yet another special teams blunder. I mean, how are people not irate? We give up a goddamn punt return for a touchdown. I mean, how does that happen? How many teams have given up punt returns and kick returns for touchdowns this year? I bet not many. But the Browns, of course, that was lackluster. We cannot afford to do that. We have to clean it up, as coach says. This is stuff that this team cannot, obvious here, nephew, but stuff like that is criminal, because this was a game, I'm telling you, at 20-10, we were still in it. We were still in this game.
Absolutely.
And a couple of plays here and there, and for the love of Jesus, it ends up, here we are. But I'm going to tell you, looks like Baltimore could be 1-3 as well. Maybe that'll brighten your day.
That doesn't do any good for us. But I mean, you bring up a good point here. You know, if once again, every week we go over here into the stat sheet. Now, was this statistically the Browns' defense best game? No, it was probably their worst of the season, and they've played good all year. But Gibbs, 15 attempts, 91 yards. He has the touchdown. Okay. You still don't let up a 100-yard rusher. Montgomery, 9 attempts for 12 yards. This is a tandem that, Baltimore's defense, they didn't even have a chance stopping, by the way.
Right.
Jared Goff, 16 completions on 27 attempts for 168 yards.
30
consecutive games without giving up a 300-yard passer.
Not
that it matters. What is our record in those 32 games, by the way? I'm done referencing that stat because it doesn't matter. Team stinks anywho. Yeah. All right, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Okay, my personal opinion through the first 4 weeks of the season, very likely to be the best wide receiver in the league, potentially all year. 7 targets, 7 receptions, 70 yards, and the 2 tuds. Laporta, very quiet. Jamison Williams, 2 receptions. It's not like you gave up a $150 in the air off one guy. It's not like you gave up a 100-yard rusher.
No.
Pretty good all around against what I will continue to say is very likely the best offense in the league.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, they've put up some big numbers already, and I thought we really held them in check for the most part. We gave them a couple of short fields, the special teams blunder. I'm thinking they had at least one decent kick return, if I'm not mistaken.
They have good kick return. That's the thing too. That's what this defense is. This defense is actually better than people are making it out to be, which is almost impossible to believe. But they never get any help. They haven't gotten good field position help all year. We can't flip the field. Bajorquez, okay, he's pretty good. He's been banged up. He hasn't been 100%. The kickoffs, they're always getting out there. I feel like, in the opposing team is at the 35-40 yard line every time. It's not like it's not like this defense is starting in the opposing offense is in their own 10. Did Detroit start within their own 10 once all game today? It's like you're getting blasted on all 3 facets of the game. Defense is trying to hold their own. This is my segue into the next question. Just speculate for me. How many more weeks is this defense giving a damn? When does the rails go? Because me and you both know that's the next logical conclusion. When do the wheels fall off where people are checked out and we're really getting blown out because the defense is like, yeah, we could play A+ ball here and still lose the football game?
Well, here's the thing. The apathy can't set in. And what I mean by that, Kevin's going to have to see the writing on the wall. We're going across the pond, and Joe can't move. Joe just looks. It's not all his fault, but we're 1-3. It's starting to slip away. You and I we talked about this earlier. Going across the pond, that is a winnable game. If you do not win that game in London against the Vikings, you have got to make I possibly would consider making the change now anyways. Look at, just for example, Brian Daboll's life is on the line because he's done. The Giants he puts Jackson Dart.
Got to make a move.
Jackson Dart throws for 111 yards, and they lose Malik Neighbors we're praying for you, buddy. He's done for the year. But they win the game. He gave them the shot in the arm. So Jackson Dart was Daboll's guy, just kind of like Gabriel was Stefanski and Barry's guy. So when may be the time? If Gabriel was their guy, and Gabriel, they scout, so much that we've heard, it may be, because you're right. Once the apathy sets in, this defense that we're hearing, the best defense ever, blah, 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 all the accolades, could end up being a bottom third defense by the midway point of the year. Because if they give up, Miles has played so well the first quarter of the year because he showed up for every game. What happens when Miles starts not sure? And we've seen it from him before, where Miles just doesn't feel like playing.
Absolutely.
And if that happens and the apathy sets in, look out.
Well, and here we go. And this is a good transition into the next topic, of course, and showing some things around. But your overall percent chance to make the postseason starting 1-3 is 12%. So we already know you're already uphill battle, all things considered. Now, if you wanted to drink the Kool-Aid, if you wanted to get into the hopium, this is the week to do so. Because look, you got the Vikings, and you're the home team again. Sure, they're already over there in Europe, and they're going from Ireland over to England, whatever it may be. So let's play devil's reverse advocate, whatever. Let's say you're a delusional Browns fan. You win the Vikings game. Okay, you're 2-3. Mm-hmm. You have a divisional game on the road in a hostile environment. You're already 0-2 in the division. Let's say you squeak that one out. Just by the grace of God, you win a game in Pittsburgh. Very unlikely. Small percent chance you win that football game, regardless of who's playing for either team, in my personal opinion. If Mason Rudolph is their starter, if Dylan Gabriel is our starter, let's just put that out there. Somehow by the grace of God, you're 3-3 through 6 weeks, and then you play the Dolphins at home with the Patriots to follow them up. Okay, I could listen to your proposal if that's where you want to go. I'm not believing you. I'm not buying you. I'm not putting a wager down on it. I'm not getting my hopes up, but this is the week. I agree with you. With that all being said, with the layout of the season transition like that, what's Flacco or Gabriel in your amateur opinion, in your reporting opinion?
Wait a minute. If you're saying 3-3, then you would go to.
No, I'm saying right now. I'm saying right now is your apex.
Right now.
Yeah, because you got to win this. Yeah, no, I'm agreeing with you. The preface is that if you're 1-4, the locker room is lost talk comes up real quick if you're 1-4.
Right. Because just like that Bengals game, this right here, they've got to win the Minnesota game. And here's my gut is going to tell you.
Back to a must win already. If not every week already is.
My gut's going to tell you, Stefanski's going to say, well, Flacco gives us the best chance. Brian Flores, Minnesota, he's the best defensive coordinator. Listen, I'm going to tell you something right now. My amateur reporting is going to tell you, if you thought Detroit blitzed, and Detroit was like a shark smelling blood in the water. If anybody is watching, just get on that little Google machine. Brian Flores blitzes more than anybody else. Brian Flores sends 0 packages. And here's the thing. He will disguise it. He won't even disguise it. So they're going to say, oh, well, they're going to confuse Gabriel. Flores isn't even going to confuse you. He's going to tell you he's sending everybody, and he's sending the equipment manager too. So if it's me, I'm going to put in the kid that can at least move and get the hell out of there, because otherwise he may have to go in because Flacco's going to get killed. So if you give him 3 days this week and game plan for Gabriel, we got a chance.
And here's the thing too, and I would have to go back and cross-reference the original question that was asked the first time they asked about making a quarterback change earlier in the season already. But today, Stefanski's response on if Browns quarterback Joe Flacco will continue as the starter moving forward. Quote, yeah, obviously when we struggle like we did on offense, obviously, I understand the question, but that's not our focus. If I remember correctly, he was a little bit more explicitly defensive the last time they asked. Mm-hmm. And I'm only bringing this up because I think they're going to do it. I think they're going to move. I think they're going to make a change. This is the week to do it, in my opinion. Yeah. Do you really want Gabriel making his first AFC North start in Pittsburgh? No, there's not going to be a perfect time. You have to figure out before this. Right. This is my thing too. And they'll say, oh, we do scouting, this and that, whatever to sound good. I totally understand. We do scouting for the draft, the next draft of the 12 months before it comes up. Okay, well, you have to figure out if any of these quarterbacks that you drafted this year are good because you have 2 first-round picks next year. How many weeks before we are going to be like, oh, maybe we should figure out if Gabriel's a gamer? Oh, Gabriel gets put in and we go 0-4 in our next 4. Okay, give Sanders a shot. Who gives a damn?
Right. And here's the thing. Okay, well, if you don't start Gabriel against Minnesota, you're not going to start him in the hostile confines of
unless Flacco gets hurt.
Okay, unless Flacco gets hurt. Then you're going to say, well, you're not going to start him against the Fish in Cleveland because it's going to be cold and blah. There's going to be an excuse every week.
Yep.
So it's if not now, when? So I am calling for Gabriel because here's the thing. And we have to do our homework tonight, and by tomorrow we have to figure this out. When does the decision have to be made on number 4? They got to make a decision. Oh yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
the elephant's in the room. The elephant is in the room.
The elephant ain't gonna matter though. At least that, like I've been saying this all year. If they have a bad record, he don't matter. The only time it's questionable and he matters if we had like a chance to do anything relevant, and then I got to hear his name. It's not gonna matter. It's not, by the time he's relevant, it's not gonna matter. So I can at least take solace in that. But I agree with you. The excuses are plentiful.
Hold on, excuse me. You don't think that the Browns believe with this defense, with this outfit, that with a Deshaun Watson that is now, I'm not saying I do because I can't stand him, that before the 2 ACLs and whatever the hell else happened to him, if he's anything like he could have been before, gives them a chance to get this. I mean, you're paying him.
That's the thing, though. They're not. Stefanski knows the guy's cooked. Barry knows the guy's cooked. But at the end of the day, it's when the check gets cashed, and when Haslam goes, "Hey, we're paying this guy." He brings the roster around. Oh, here's the percentage of him as a salary cap. We're paying. You might as well. But the thing is, sunken cost fallacy. You've already spent the money. We've already committed the money to this guy. Why would you? Once again, I got to go back to the scouting and do you think Arch Manning is an NFL talent? Do you think Drew Aller is any good? Do you think Lenora Sellers could turn your franchise around? Can you think? Excuse me for forgetting his name. So I just watched him play last night from Oregon. Do you think that guy is fixing your franchise? Yeah. You have to figure that out. Why would you give Watson in-game reps over Dylan Gabriel, over Shedeur Sanders? At the end of the day, I would much rather see Shedeur Sanders start football games than Deshaun Watson. I think majority of the fan base is there as well.
I agree with you 1,000%, but they're going to have to do something.
I hear you.
And I hope to God it doesn't present itself, but I mean, or I could see this being the end of Flacco and him being. Can you see him being the emergency? I couldn't see them starting Gabriel Shador to backup and Watson being the emergency, then you're really throwing the towel in.
Unless Flacco's like, hey, cut me, and so just do good by me and cut me if you're not going to play me. And there's a lot of interesting scenarios here that we run into down the road. I don't think he's going to retire mid-season. You know, do you think he hangs it up and they go, the Browns go, we'll give you a clipboard and we'll give you a headset? Unless you go,
who's going to pick him up?
Well, that's what I'm saying. But, maybe, someone's really, really down bad and they need a guy. He still wants to play, but it's like, Joe, love you to death, dude. Like, you gave us good moments and good vibes in 2023, but it just, you need to put this guy behind the top 3 offensive line in the league, and he still would do the stupid shit turnovers. He would maybe be able to move the ball for you. Levinston, not an NFL talent. No disrespect to him personally. Lucas, I mean,
get that guy that they just signed from Ohio State. He'll be in there next week.
He'll be in there next week, but he's hurt. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. He's inactive this week. It's like,
yeah.
And to me, I really don't like being the injury doubter and naysayer because of, you don't know what these guys are trying to play through this, whatever. It's football. You got to go in there. Stefanski, the top thing on my priority list this week, number 1, before I'm making a starting quarterback decision, before I'm getting on Judy and company about the drops, before I'm going over film with Bubba Ventrone, believe it or not, the first thing on my to-do list this week is having a heart-to-heart with Jack Conklin and saying, can you please try to play next week? And if you get hurt, if the injury, we love you to death. We love you to death, Jack. We don't wish any harm on you. I'm not trying to sabotage you. This is a heart-to-heart conversation. If the injury gets worse, God forbid, does it really matter? Go out there and try to give us something while we have a 11-12% chance of hope left. This week is him not playing this week is just disappointing, just sucks. And like I said, I'm not a doctor, but it's getting old.
Listen, it has been old with that guy, and it has been each year since he's been here. He's had some kind of injury every year that he's been here. And to quote another guy that we had, or to quote another player, he's making a business decision. That's what he's doing. And sadly as it is, he may not come back and play again. Or if he does, he'll play half the game. And that is, why is Mike Hall ruled out every Friday? What is that as well?
I have no idea.
So I would say you're right. Jack Conklin, Mike Hall, come on, fellas. Like, what are we doing here? Because Jack Conklin, we could have went out and tried to do something, but we expected him to be there. But he's another one just taking money.
And before we wrap up here, I want to get your final thoughts here, because we're already belaboring the point on 30 minutes, which I feel like it's deja vu and just the same thing every week. We know how this team's going to lose. We could talk about the formulaic happenings of Stefanski. Offense isn't creative. Defense tries their hardest. They run out of steam. We give up stupid points in ancillary parts of the game, like special teams, with the punt return and with not being able to make field goals, whatever it may be. We lose the football game. Sometimes it's a close loss. Sometimes it's a lot of points lost. And I'll put salt in the wound one more time. And I don't think this is hyperbole or anything, or me just being a doomsday or naysayer. This front office and this coaching staff is throwing away the weakest AFC North that we've seen in a very long time. I will update you live here, Uncle. Ravens quarterback Cooper Rush has replaced Lamar Jackson, left with a hamstring injury.
What's the score? 37-13.
Well, I'm hearing the hamstring injury is bad, though. Like, bad. So we'll see. We'll get updates on that, obviously. But 37-13, they're done. Well, the Ravens are going to have a 12% chance of making playoffs, just like us. It's the Steelers' division to lose 4 weeks in, and I'm going to vomit.
That hamstring could linger, and look what it derailed Kenny Pickett. With a guy like Lamar, that could be devastating. And look how criminal that okay. Joe Burrow's done.
Oh,
which we don't listen. We don't wish this upon any.
Of course.
Lamar is now hurt. The Ravens look.
Rodgers is one hit. Rodgers and Flacco are both one hit away from being there too. It's an injury prone. Believe it or not, Lamar doesn't get hurt that much, but it's an injury prone conference or division of quarterbacks. It is
staring 1-3 in the eyes. The Ravens are. So listen, Kevin, for the love of Jesus, inject some life. Tomorrow night, folks, when we get on here, I hope we have good news. I hope they make the right decision and they're going to give the ball to the young kid. That's what if not now, when? Give the kid the ball. We could go through the whole lineage, 6 years, more starts, blah, 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 blah. Who gives a shit? Give the kid the ball.
I agree with you. You might as well now. It's the inflection point of the season. If not, it's already passed. There's I don't see this team winning, 4 or 5 games in a row. Crazier things have happened, but they just don't. They only have a replicatable, a duplicatable way to lose games. They do not have a process. They do not have any skeleton or chance of having a process that they could repeat to win football games. It just does not exist. Whether it's the younger guys in the rookie class that are promising, but they're not there yet, both tackles being hurt, the defense still, believe it or not, having 1 or 2 weak points. That's really it, though. The Miles Harden, at least Cameron Mitchell is another scratch this week, healthy. At least they're figuring that out there between Bubba Ventrone and, love him or despise him, Andre Smith, however you want to feel about the guy. It's just not, it's not something you go about and be like, oh, I feel really good about their process for these 4 quarters of football. It just doesn't exist right now.
That is the kick that he should have made today. Indoors, NFL kicker makes a 55-yarder indoors because they're making them all day, every day, but most of them are.
And I hate to be that guy to delineate, be like, all right, what is doing your job and then what's being extraordinary at your job? 15, 20 years ago, I'm not expecting you to make that. It's 2025, bro. We're lining up for 65, 68. Your max distance has increased by a multitude of percentages. We're not hoping and praying that you make a 55-yarder, like especially indoors. I don't know what else to tell you. Is it a high percentage kick?
What did the guy from Tampa Bay do outside today? I think he hit it from 60-some yards.
Didn't Bates hit a long one today for them too? Hit it 1,000 miles an hour. It went like this, and then it went back in, and it went.
Yeah.
All right. Neither here nor there. We'll be back. We'll be back on the Cleveland Pulse. Right. Appreciate you guys. Hope we see you back as well. Hit that like button. Comment down below. Should the Cleveland Browns, Stefanski, anybody, the voice of reason, say, Flacco, thanks for trying. Gabriel, we're going to give you a shot. I think it's time to, and you made a good point with the Flores blitzing. It's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be pretty over in London. So, All right. Appreciate you guys hanging out. We'll see you tomorrow. We appreciate you being the pulse of it all. Peace.